Welcome to another video here at my YouTube channel. My name is Tom and I have the call sign Lima Bravo 6 Quebec Juliet. Last week I uploaded a video about the free radio project, and here's a potential problem for some on particularly when it comes to the wire nuts, and you are going to figure out what pin belongs to what pin basically. Because it's a potential problem when the user manual is saying that the pin 3 is ground, but you're misinterpreting uh, the, the the layout of that pin, and and its reality is pin number 4, where the plus is. So basically, you're switching plus and minus on the wire just because you misunderstood the direction on how you are looking on the documentation. There is one thing you can do to just verify that you actually are reading the manual correctly. So, the it's not the technical equipment that is the problem. It is in your head that is the problem. And probably a lot of people has struggled on that, and I will probably do that mistake in the future when it comes to radio on work. I already done that many times. So I have the habit of always testing the equipment. So let's go, and I will also demonstrate this to you, what you can do to get this to work. So here is from last week, basically the pin layout of a Mini-DIN 6-pin connector, the pin out layer. How do you see that? Do you see that? You can see it two ways. You can see it from the plug that you're holding up and looking into the plug, or you can actually see it in the radio. So you can see it from two different views, and one of the views are correct. But if you make it wrong, that could actually be very expensive. Suddenly you have 5 volt on the ground and you have ground on the 5 volts, and something is going to break eventually. It happens to me on like some equipment at work. That was not that expensive, but we kind of needed that, so that was a waste of week basically. Had to wait for spare parts basically. So you can use, and I got a multimeter here from eBay. It's a B-side smart multimeter ADM S7. It was very cheap, and you don't have much button on this one, but it will tell what to do if you just stick it in there. If you are measuring ohms, sorry, my nose is just freezing up here just a little bit. If you're measuring ohms, it will tell you. If you're measuring continuity, which we are going to do, it will just beep it. All right, let's move ourselves to a table with a different camera, and let's take a look. So, with the power of editing, we are right back. As as I mentioned in on the computer here, is that we need to find something that is a known factor. And what is the known uh, part on the plug is the ground pin, and we can ground it to the rest of the radio. And the only way to do that is to make a continuity check of the of where the pin will basically be. So basically, we will use this plug. The outer side of the plug is the ground, and basically what I have here is a needle, just a regular sewing needle, that I will place and actually try to find where. So basically, I'm going to take the needle, I'm just going to stick it in a hole, and then I'm going to take the multimeter to do a continuity check. So if it beeps, then we have found it. If it doesn't beep, then we go to the next pin. No, it doesn't beep at all. So let's go to the next pin, and let's find it. I wish I could show it a little bit better, but you have to trust me on this one, and you should probably just not take a needle and just stick it in the port. I have done this on job many times, so on this part I do know what I'm doing, but be a little bit careful. Just gently place the needle in the contact and do not force it on anything. Alright, so I switch it over to a different pin and no beeping. And let's try to find the correct one, and I think I know the correct one, and it should be this one. I don't know if you can see it very well, but again, this is my way of figuring out what is common ground on equipment, because the ground is a known factor, the other ones is not, and with that we can very easily figure out the orientation of the connector in the document. So this should work. I should have a continuity here. And there we go. It's a little bit unclear. It's not a good continuity because I just barely poked the needle in the pinhole, but it's definitely beeping. So I know for a fact that the pin you're watching, that is the ground, and if you look at on the drawing, it's actually assembled upside down on this radio. So maybe you see it, maybe you don't, but this is how you do stuff. And when you know where one is, then you know where everything else is. So that's how you do it. Okay, I hope you learned something here. This is, well, I don't know, probably my first educational video that I'm giving back to the radio community. And now you know, it's really that easy. It's not difficult at all. Just need some small equipment. Yeah. And with that, Lima Bravo 6 Quebec Juliet is signing up. Hope you liked the episode. If you do, and just a thumbs up, and if you don't, then thumbs down. Please subscribe, it will definitely help me in the future. And with that, this frequency is available. Bye bye.